Hey everyone, you guys may have seen my recent video about retro tower defense and why it's a horrible tower defense game, but so did someone else, and that person decided to make a 47-minute response video to what I said about retro tower defense. My video was 10 minutes, by the way. However, I decided to make this video because 1, I can squeeze views out of it, and 2, it will also address most of the pushback that many other people said to my retro tower defense video. And also, I can go into more detail about how these things are problematic. Obviously, I'm going to cut it down a bit to where he talks, and probably speed it up a bit because oh boy, he loves yapping. And if you guys want to see his original video or my original video, then both will be linked in the description.
Being pelted with a giant big net on the screen that directs to the play button.
Because it's telling you how to. It literally says right there, skip tutorial. It's a tutorial. What?
Why would I not want to play the tutorial? What if I don't know, like, if this game has unique mechanics that I need to know? Why should I just skip every tutorial?
The point of the tutorial is that's supposed to guide you to teach you how to play the game. Like, make it make sense.
I was telling me to click that press W for a second, and that completely ruins everything, so I have to exit out the tutorial and just no tutorial from this.
No, you could have literally just clicked play, and again, just click play. I don't know why you had to hover over the WASD. It's a tower defense game. What were you expecting? Like, what? You're expecting to immediately get sent into like a game? Like, I don't get it. I mean, I guess, bro, but it's like you can't just start nagging at that. Yeah, even that in the same sense, weren't you just complaining that it popped up in your face? So why is it now a problem that it's like, oh, I don't like it because it's in my face, and then after you skip it, it's like now it's not in my face, but I kind of want to do it.
I don't like being pelted with 50 different UIs as soon as I spawn in. That doesn't mean that I can't do any tutorial in any game ever. I just don't like 50 UIs on my screen.
Actually, since this entire video is just picking out all the little things possible, I'm gonna do the same. You can't get to hard mode until you get to level 15. You can't get to easy and normal mode, and you can't get hard mode until you're level 15.
That's sweet that you can't play higher modes, but that doesn't change the fact that you have the strongest tower in the game because you spun the wheel once after completing the easiest mode in the game because you got lucky.
I will be saying you're literally that's literally just the definition of a gacha. You gamble for a unit or a character that'll progress through the game. That's how gachas work. Now, how you present the gacha will determine whether it is a bad thing or just normal. Because the gacha by itself, nothing crazy, it's just normal gameplay. Just you'll gamble this and that. If the game is entirely focused just on spamming a bunch of legendaries, mythical.
I know it's a gacha game. Trust me, the game makes it very clear. That's the issue. The issue is the game is a gacha game. That's my issue. It's not that hard to understand. I'm not saying every gacha game is bad, but I have only seen 2 examples of a gacha game not being absolutely horrific. But let's get into looking if this one's balanced or not, and if gacha really does ruin it. Let's take Laser and put it in a stats table next to Super Baller, and you'll see that Laser is very, very clearly stronger, and although it does initially cost more to place, overall it does have much better stats, except range, which isn't really that much of a difference. So yeah, it's just more powerful.
At the beginning of the video, did that right next to VIP not say watch an ad to get 3 times speed? Are we just gonna completely ignore that you can just watch an ad to get 3 times speed? Is that just gonna be something we're gonna forget about?
Yes, I am ignoring that. Not only are they not accessible in certain age group, but you also still have to watch an ad! I'm not playing around for less than 3 minutes and then watching a 30-second ad between every round. That's not happening.
Now, obviously, just because an enemy is like, not all the enemies look exactly the same. And besides, you're asking so much. You're asking for so much on the easiest mode. Like, what you want the whole entire mafia to be summoned on like wave 2 and just having AK-47s killing your towers, or like what? Dude, of course the early game is going to be basic.
My issue isn't just the early game's too basic. It's that every single enemy is just the same thing, except this one has its head transparency turned up. This one has a red torso with no other differences except for a select few enemies, which are still basically the same. Yeah, I do really expect more. I expect a boss that doesn't have one singular attack in its second phase. That's just incredibly boring and not engaging, especially if you're forced to play this mode multiple times like you said.
It's a skill issue, first of all, because I've had this exact same setup, and like I literally beat it in like I beat like before. Maybe at most it went to the bridge, but the first bridge, but like it never went anywhere past that. And I played it for the first time as well. So speaking of which, by the way, it's easy mode, casual mode. It's the easiest mode. Why are you asking so much from the easiest mode? Of course the boss is not gonna be absurd. Like yes, it has like a single stun.
First of all, this doesn't just my issue of the boss taking 4 minutes to walk to the back of the map. Second of all, would you like to show us that, or should we just take your statement that, oh, I killed it first try with only Blockshot and Sniper? And third, I already addressed this point, I'm not going to address it again, but yes, I expect more than a singular attack.
So notice how he only got 2 pop-ups, first of all. One of them is telling him, hey, we updated, because he was supposed to go to the tutorial, but then decided to make a whole big deal out of it and just skip through everything. And the second one was the daily rewards, because again, you were supposed to go to the tutorial. After you rejoin the game again, it's not going to show that same pop-up until, like, tomorrow. And secondly, you see them right there saying, oh yeah, this is like a bundle you can get. Why are you deliberately running into it, knowing that it's going to have some sort of bundle, and acting like, oh my god, they gave me a pop-up? Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting a pop-up from the literal pop-up, like, bot.
Skip the tutorial because there were 50 UIs on my screen. You also told me in the beginning, just skip the tutorial if you don't like the UI. So do you want me to skip it or not? That being said, how am I supposed to avoid these 20,000 bundles if I have a giant UI ad covering my screen already, and it's like a minefield with 20,000 parts that give me a UI to buy something if I step on it?
In this scenario, you guys can understand that in the same boat, weren't you just talking about how you're supposed to progress by getting better towers? So wouldn't this hurt your argument more? Because of course you want to get the tower number 2 compared to the tower number 1 that you start with. Like, huh? Like for example, TDX with Ranger. When you get Ranger, it's a starter tower. But when you get to like Operator, there's no need to use Ranger anymore. Ranger's like basically useless.
No, progression is not power creep because usually towers aren't just directly upgrades to one another. Ranger also has multiple uses that Operator doesn't, so it's not just a replaced version of a Ranger.
Why do you start out? You start out soldier. Which is loaded on there. Why do you keep out soldier? Right there. Literally just making it. For example, base. For Ranger base. It's a really OP tower. It's very good and all. However, it is quite expensive and they need to rely on other towers to get it set up.
Although balancing with price can be effective, whenever there's not really too much major differences in price, then economy isn't too much of a problem, so no, it's not really effective at balancing.
Pop up, yeah. Watch as the game. Yeah.
So let me play a 3-minute round and then watch a 30-second ad, which may not be accessible if I'm in a certain age group. Such a good solution. Good job.
The Battle Bricks is much slower paced, but it's still a really fun game. It's significantly slower than Retro Tower Defense, but it's also still a fun game.
So although pacing of a game is up to preference, it can still be an issue because it's absolutely a valid criticism to say, hey, why do I have to pay to have this game play at a reasonable pace? That's a perfectly valid criticism.
Oh my god, the easiest reason it is intended for new players is how dare this game introduce players to their game? No, you need to summon Kronos on the Battle Breaks on wave 3, bro. And then right after, make sure you summon 500 Apex Predators right after. We need to make sure that the game is very, it's a little bit difficult. Matter of fact, if the gacha isn't working out for you much, boom, free OP towers right there for you. And again, there's still the EXP progression for the other hero towers.
Well, there are ways to obtain towers without the gacha. The gacha is still the main way to obtain towers, so it is absolutely valid criticism.
That guarantees you get the hero. You get a hero on the 100 spin.
The system does not fix gacha as it still has randomized grind times. Also, you can get multiple heroes in one banner, so it's still up to a coin flip if you get the hero you need or not after the pity.
You can get a tower, and it could not have a trait, and it can still fare well. Of course, if you get a trait, it's gonna do much better.
Towers with traits are still usable, they are still much weaker, so yes, I would still say it's a valid critique.
So, it's not full AoE stun, or full line stun. It's a casual, it's the next boss. Of course, right after the boss should be more difficult, but, you know, this one's for how it is. Instead of one stun, you can hit multiple towers.
Yes, I'm sorry, it's such an upgrade. They changed the one ability that stuns a single tower into the one ability that stuns multiple towers in a small range, so it doesn't really fix anything.
Connected to TDX, that he expects every single game to be like TDX.
Because I don't like poor progression and boring bosses, I want every game to be like TDX.
Toy Tower Defense, I didn't even play the game. My brother absolutely loves the game. He's telling me, I keep telling him, bro, I like the game too, but ain't no way you're saying that Toy Tower Defense is better than TDX and TDX.
A toilet tower defense, not toy tower defense. The caption's just messed up. Alright, it was good, but I'm just not really that interested in it. But I compare the game to Toilet Tower Defense because it has similar concepts like the gacha, the boring bosses, that stuff.
TDX does not fix Forsaken, no.
I feel like it would be much more unique compared to Retro Tower Defense, like Jane Doe.
Just because you don't like a game, it doesn't mean the game is bad.
I completely agree with the statement. This is actually one of my main things about the Eclipse video. However, in this video, I give actual reasons to how this stuff is problematic.
Well, Retro Tower Defense has something to it that isn't completely bad.
But just because it's not the worst thing ever, it doesn't necessarily mean, oh yeah, it's good, let's clap with them.
If you're gonna hate on a game, at least have a reason for it.
The reason for it is what I did throughout the entire video, you just ignored it.
But yeah, that's about it for the video. Almost 15 minutes for a 10-minute video.
So, he also says in his comments that it's to point out how it's unfair to criticize this game without suggesting to fix it. Don't do anything that I criticize the game for. Don't add gacha. Don't add traits. Don't add paid 3 times speed. And that's just about it they can do to fix the game. Oh yeah, also add more unique mechanics. I think that's pretty obvious to anyone who watched. Probably not a great idea to wait till the end to say this, but don't harass this guy. And it's not as horrendous as Toilet Tower Defense, but still, I think that it's a low quality game, and I have given what I feel like is proper reasons to criticize it. Anyways, that's just about it for me. I'm hopefully done talking about this. I'll probably make a video soon about more crappy tower defense games. Thanks for watching. See you.